Welcome back. This is the very first screencast for merchandising. Merchandising, again, you probably selected because it's a very visual thing, very hands-on, and I'm just going to teach you the basics of merchandising and visual merchandising so you could get started on your modules. All right, visual merchandising is the physical display of goods in the most appealing and attractive way. You want the customers to be attracted to the display or to your store for a particular reason. That's exactly what visual merchandisers do. They want to attract customers by their senses to move around the store and to make purchases right then and there. It's important because, as you can see, there's a variety of things, but ultimately you want consumers to know what's in the store and you want them to buy your products. Store interior. Interior means inside. So the interior region of retail stores is broken down into two main things: selling area and sales support area. The selling area is where the actual merchandise or clothes or products are displayed and the customers interact with the sales personnel. So that would just be like on the floor. So if you're in a Kohl's, you see all of the racks and all of the different displays. That is the actual selling area. That's where the clothes are. That's where the merchandise is. And that's where there's people walking around. Can I help you today? Do you need help finding anything? That's the selling area. That's the majority of the store, around 75 to 80%. And it includes a variety of things. That includes fitting rooms, aisles, counters, all the different departments in a store, all the different fixtures, and all the different decorating and lighting as well. Sales support area is usually located either in the middle of the store or along the edges. That's things like customer service, management offices, elevators, restrooms, gift wrapping. So all the things that support the actual the act of purchasing. So you buy something, you need it wrapped, you have to go to a sales support area. You need to return something or get something in a different size, you go to customer service. So after you make the purchase, these are the general areas where you go, or just the other areas of the store that don't have to do with purchasing, such as like your elevators or restrooms. Anything in this class actually is all about creativity. In order to be successful, you need to be extremely creative because you want to show consumers things that they haven't seen before, or you want to introduce them to something in a new way. Do you think creativity can be learned? Or is it something you're born with, or something that you have to really, really practice? No, it's not something that you're born with. Some people may be more creative than others, but it's something that you always are developing. As you're younger, you're very, very creative because you didn't have a lot of guidelines. But then as you get older, you're in a more constrained classroom, if we're talking in a school setting, where things are required to be a certain way. So you don't have to use your creativity as much. And then as you get older, again, we're switching it back up on you. We're trying to get you to be more creative, give you less boundaries, less restrictions, and more room for you to make decisions on your own. Creative people open their minds to different generations through brainstorming. The more often this is used, the easier it is to come up with creative solutions. So I suggest, as you're going through this pathway, brainstorm. If you don't know what to do with the project, really write down pros and cons of different things and what your ultimate goal is. And brainstorming is an excellent tool that will help you get to your final result. Again, we need to think outside the box in terms of visual merchandising because, again, we are trying to show a consumer something that they haven't seen before. You don't have to come up with entirely new ideas, but you have to creatively edit the new ones. So again, in our display case right now, we have it's Light and Bride. So it says Light and Bride remake or makeover. So consumers, being the students in the school and teachers and staff, everyone knows what Light and Bride is. But do they know what the makeover is? Not necessarily. So that makes you look at the display case a little bit more. You have to see, what do they mean makeover? It draws your eye in because it's something that it's an existing idea, but it's creatively edited. Creative problem solving. There are 5 possibilities to look at old problems in new ways. I'm just going to list them. I'm not really going to explain them, but on your note sheet or graphic organizer, you're going to kind of have to take a more detailed note. So you might have to pause this as you go. The first thing is to list and counter list. The second is to use both sides of your brain, logic and analytical. Number 3 is a panel of experts. So that would be asking people from the actual field. 4, be a consultant. And 5, ask children. These are some more solutions to help you problem solve that look, compare, and improve. So the first one would be looking at different stores and different competitors to see how you can competitively counteract what they're doing. The second one is to compare. How effective is their merchandising plan to yours? And the third is to improve. See all of the great things that are going on in merchandising and combine them and edit. That makes your idea just a little bit elevated above the rest. And ultimately, merchandising is very competition based. All right, the Scamper model. This is very important. On the screen, it shows you what they are, and I'm going to go into a little bit more depth as we go through this presentation. Okay, so the S in Scamper is substituting. So this is exchanging one expected element of a visual idea for another. The second one is combining or cross-merchandising, moving merchandise across the department to combine non-traditional elements in a department or display. So that would be like if you move some athletic gear to the travel section, because generally when you're traveling, you're wearing athletic clothing. So that's cross-merchandising, trying to sell those two things as one. The comfortable clothes with the luggage, because usually when you're carrying luggage, you want to be in comfortable clothes. Adapting, take an item intended for one use and adapt its purpose to suit your sales presentation. So in our Light and Pride display case, we took the gold Leiden shirts that we received that students received this year and last year, and we put them with a maxi skirt. Generally, this isn't something that people would wear together, but we did it because we wanted to make it fashion forward. That's where the maxi skirt was, and we also wanted to represent Light and Pride. So that was the adaptation of combining both elements. Modifying, magnifying, or minifying. Making things appear larger by using small objects to make it seem bigger or to actually increase the size of the prop. That just draws people's attention in. Whether it's small or big, people are going to go in and look just to see what the merchandising or what the product is all about. P is putting to other uses. Use a prop for an unexpected use. This is another thing that's just attention getting and draws people in. Eliminating, use restraint when adding accessories to maintain focus. That's the same thing as when you're getting dressed in the morning. You don't want to put too many accessories on, because then it takes away from the entire feel of your outfit. So when you're creating a display or any type of merchandising or merchandising like display or product, you want to eliminate things because you want the consumer to focus on the product you're trying to sell, not everything around it. And then the R is reversing or rearranging, and this is another method for presenting merchandise in an unexpected way. So just kind of flipping it around. Maybe put the mannequin on the floor. Like you need to do something that's drawing people in. So rearranging a display is an excellent way to show a product in an unusual way. All right, some practical applications of merchandising. Retailers everywhere use creative thinking strategies like the Scamper model and the other ones that I recently mentioned to get their product out in the open and to sell it. Using prototypes to compare with is another thing that is very popular that retailers do. So comparing last season to this season and how it's been updated and why you need the new one. A flagship store. This is the primary store of a retail company that has the newest prototype in the chain. So that would be the newest TJ Maxx that's opened. This isn't something that we're really going to focus on, but this is vocabulary that might come in handy in some later projects. High concept stores. These are stores with the store design themes that dominate the total presentation. Every detail from the fitting room hooks to fixtures and the floor coverings fits the overall theme. So something, a few examples would be the Disney store in Nike Town. Everything in that store follows one exact scheme, and that's very important for consumers. In order to build and sustain a creative work environment, we need to be very open to new ideas. So prevent idea stoppers, and you need to be a helper as well. You need to be open-minded and actively listen to people that you're working with. These are 5 characteristics that make a difference. Please note these in your notes. And we will be working on the next module